Man, watching you makes me want to play but can't. Show feet? How about I show you the door, motherfucker? Somebody save that guy. There we go. Got him. That was while standing 2 was QCF 2. Right, where's my monitor? Middle monitor. Still have classes. Oh shit. Cooney's so much fun. Cooney is hella fun. I'm glad you're enjoying her too. Excuse me. Whew. Let's play soon. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Are you entering tomorrow? Where's Lanthas? I think Lanthas had to go study or something. Okay. Corey, do you want me to record this or do you want to rip it? What the hell? Unnecessary violence. Jeez. It's time. Can record? As in, you want me to record? Yeah, sure. All right. Bro, where the... Hard read your opponent. Just had to slide out of running? That'd be crazy. All right, sure. Yeah, let's do it over voice. Yeah, let's do it over voice. Let's try that out. Try some new form of content. 11th Prince, hello. That's not a Josie emote. You're scamming me here, bro. How you doing? Doing good? Say how much you love Negan. Why is this? Negan's a bitch. Peter. Share screen on a VC? Sure, not a... Give... Hello, hello. Stream, can you hear him? Stream, hello?
Can they hear me?
How's the volume? Good? More or less? Do you want him... More of him, which would be blasphemous, but we could do that if you want. Alright, good? Alright, let's get started. Okay, so... Turn him up. Turn him on a bit. Weirdo.
Oh no.
How do I do that? Yo, Irene, what's up? Alright, Corey, talk again.
Yeah, hello, hello.
Oh, okay, big spot.
Greetings. Oh, too loud? Alright.
Now you're good. You stay the same and I will change you.
Alrighty.
That's good? Alright.
Hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
You guys just let me know if he needs to be raised up again, alright? Alright, where is Okay, wait. Did we play one yet? Really or is this the stuff?
It was right after
Beat
Shake.
me. Do you guys know if there's a way I can skim videos in less than 10-second increments? Or is that just the small thing?
Yeah, no, I think
Am I doing Rico's view?
Really
Maybe.
do.
We'll see.
I think it's impossible for one person to have it perfect.
Alright.
First few rounds I was getting a feel, but
Alright,
Yeah.
talk to me. Talk to
No.
me. What your approach is as we go through this. Like, what are you thinking about? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you looking for? Stuff like that.
Uh, really, I was just sort of getting the feel first, like at the beginning. Definitely, really threw a bunch of rounds already. Like I wanted to see if I could low check you, but you already immediately were looking for it. So um, I think I adapted afterwards.
Something I find interesting
Or
is like you challenge a lot of like setups that like other people would probably hesitate on, probably just like player and character familiarity.
yeah,
That's something you can do on other characters too. Like I noticed like Shadow and Joey will do it a lot. They'll challenge a lot really early. This isn't like guaranteed, but like they can challenge a lot early, and then like later in the set they might just not challenge, and people will kill themselves.
yeah,
So that's a strategy
okay,
you can apply in like outside of just this too.
right. I become more familiar if I know the situations or the frames. Like if I don't know the character or the matchup, then that's where I'm like, I don't even try to challenge.
Yeah.
I don't have enough general knowledge to. I mean, I can try, but it just doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just took frames there, down one. Um, I mean, later sets I kept doing down one, and I got clipped by the up forward one when I should have been doing magic four instead. It's much faster, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
that's something.
I mean, it gives you the advancing, which is nice because if somebody's running away and like they press or something.
Yeah, there I finally got the first instant wall standing three, the only one today, but still working on it. Then I was also trying to deal with down back one 1+2 because you don't really use it that often
Oh yeah, that was a
in
new
like neutral, so
new development.
I tried to figure it out.
What was your take on trying to handle that?
Well, my thought that is if I magic forward, you'd sidestep, so like there's no tracking to that. Or if you were up forward one, then I was thinking that the up forward one would be evasive to my high, so I didn't even want to try it. And if I went with for slower one, then it'd get parried. And if I did just a down forward three, you'd like sidestep block, and I've already beat -9, so like
So
I'm already giving it up.
you covered every option there, but from a losing angle, I think that's incomplete. I think that you can talk about it like that, like this loses to this loses to this, but then the next thing is like you have to assess what I'm actually doing, right?
Yeah.
Like most of my down back 1/1+2s either lead to just block because I'm not comfortable at -5, or I'll like sidestep, or I'll just
Yeah.
like parry. Like those are like the three things I generally do. So like
Right.
you identified all the answers, and then you have to like it's okay to like pick one and experiment, especially in like a longer set.
Mhm.
Experimenting early is better than like waiting.
Yeah, I also didn't want to be predictable with the hell sweep because I didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Or give up my pressure that was already given to me. So, I guess I was just a bit stubborn in that part. But
Hmm.
yeah, didn't get the wall there, but got the spacing. Nice. I don't know. I could have probably been a bit more aggressive at the wall. Didn't punish that for some reason. There it is.
Yeah, cause like I
Uh,
guess with the amount that we play and the amount that you know Noctis, it's gonna be less like matchup stuff and more like what is your thought process in addressing this situation, and how do we navigate that, right? Like how do we improve it? How do we optimize that?
yeah. Oh. Yeah. So like for crouchers on that distance with like for whiff punishing, it's hard for me, Leo. I don't really have an option that can capture that distance unless it's like a forward forward two. But then by the time I do it, it's already blocked, so I don't try it at all.
Right. So if you know somebody's gonna do something, you don't have to get an immediate punish that like gets you damage right away. There are like ways
Right.
to punish something because you know something's gonna happen, and it like you know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah,
know
it's not
somebody's
like
gonna
it's not that I don't. It's not that I know. It's actually I don't know, and I'm just reacting to what I'm seeing.
uh
But like I'm already too far away.
right. What I'm saying is like if you see somebody far away and you know they're not gonna swing at you, that gives you like mix up timing, right? Like those are mental frames.
Hmm.
Because like on paper, -9 means you'll never be able to punish, but in practice, people are usually gonna stand block, so you get like a window to throw out a mix up. Also, have you practiced hit confirming that? Because it's hit confirmable.
Yeah, a little bit, but then
Okay.
like I'm not expecting it to like hit that time.
Okay. If you throw it out, expect it to hit, and then like adjust if it doesn't. you know.
All right. Yeah.
But just like practice that more because it's way scarier. I'm not as scared knowing that you can't hit confirm it versus like if I know every single one is a risk to be splatted. Like when I play
But it's
against
also like it's so slow that I can get counter hitted if I'm not timing it right, which is like the time that I have to time it is I have to assume they're gonna tech roll. So if you don't, then I'm already like in a bad spot.
I mean, you can use it too if you expect me to duck. It's not just tech roll.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
like the scary thing about that mid is you don't have to commit to the second hit, but I can die for guessing wrong. That's why it's scary. So in
Mhm.
your case, it's like you should use that to the full potential, but if you like don't hit confirm it, then the threat is gone. I can just wait, which is
Right.
what I did there.
That this year I wanted to sidestep the up forward 3 or hop kick, but JS9 is too slow.
Up forward
I could
3,
have just
yeah. Up forward
blocked.
3 is hard to sidestep too. It's got weird tracking.
Hmm. Super linear though, but yeah. Okay, let's see. I think this was like 1-2. The score here.
I lost track. That 31.
So that down 3, I wanted to actually do a full crouch down forward 3. But I had to work on that timing. Oh, that backflip was by accident.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
I was canceling the king can. I accidentally got the up back. And I was like, oh shit. And I
Yeah,
hope you don't
so
rage drive to catch me.
yeah, input mistakes or whatever. It's like addressing the intent is like a really big one.
Oh yeah, that one I wanted to forward 2, and then it turned around the camera stuff. And it was like back 2 instead. I was like, oh
Okay, so we haven't seen this one yet, have we?
no.
Go back. Oh, we were in the middle of it. Okay.
Yeah. I saw you missed it, so I went for the while standing 4. Missed it. Trying to space it out, but yeah. Poor man's knocked his forward 1+2. I try not to use it so much, like as an approach tool.
Hmm. Yeah, in general, discipline with that seems to be what kills you against like other players when I watch. Like even when you're behind and need to make a comeback, having the discipline to just go up properly instead of approaching with the string is pretty important.
Okay, yeah. Something I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had tracking. I didn't know I could sidestep right or sidewalk right for down back 1+2.
Hmm.
So I had seeing that I sort of kept that in the back of my head,
Yeah, that was a good
later.
adjustment.
But I wasn't able to apply it as I wanted to. I didn't think that was gonna kill, and I was just seeing if I could just walk out of that situation and
Yeah, I
look
think
for
it's
that low
fine.
again. But like I saw you did the full crouch down forward 1, so I was like, all right, -9.
Yeah, I
Down
think
2.
it's fine to. You had enough health to kind of take that. I don't think that's that big of a deal either.
Mhm.
Like you just had to win one more interaction, which is what happened. What are your frames on down 1?
Down 1 is -2.
Dang, that has really good tracking.
Yeah, it's very linear. So if I'm not timing it right, then I get, yeah. I'm trying to use down 1 better.
What are you trying to counter hit here?
I felt you coming in, so I was like, all right, throw
I
it
guess
out.
like what move do you see yourself counter hit? Like yes, I could come in there, but
Oh
like what?
no, I just felt just a counter hit. That it was
Yeah.
whatever.
So I'm like, let's refine it, right? Like if I come in with forward 1+2, I probably win. If I come in with a slow down forward 1, maybe you win. But if I approach with just 2-2 from there, you lose. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to go for that as a keep out, in my opinion. I don't think
All right.
Magic 4 makes sense as a keep out against Noctis, unless you have a strong read on like the move selection they're using. But like
I guess
so
I'm
many of my moves are
generalizing
just
it
win
too
that.
much.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. Like the whole point of like these is like it's going to be a lot more focused, like really refining it because you do know the matchup and you do know the player. Like these refinements will make a big difference.
Mhm.
Like not opening yourself up when you don't have to changes how both people will play. Because like my defense is pretty bad in this matchup, and like as long as you don't kill yourself, it makes a big difference.
Right. Thought I hit the wall there, but I saw you had minus frames, so I was like, all right, I'll try to catch a sidestep. If
It's
it
only
was.
-2.
I thought it was -7. Or
The first
minus,
hit. First hit's
oh, the first
-7.
hit.
Second hit is -2, but it's not worth challenging,
Oh, the
especially.
second hit, it told me that it was. Wait, down back 1 +2.
No, down forward 4-2.
Oh no, I thought you did. I was talking about down back 1 +2.
Yeah, I'm talking about this here.
Down 1-1.
Like getting
Oh,
caught
okay.
here shouldn't happen, especially in that wall positioning. It's so risky to press there. It's more like duck and get out of that wall position. Because like you have a health lead, and there's no mix up. It's like that's the string ender. If you duck and get out of the wall there, then you have a ridiculous health lead, and it's hard for me to come back. That stuff like that gives it away.
Yeah, I've got the wall. Trying to go for forward 1 plus forward 2, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the big one
I'm
there
not
is
mad
like
about that.
down forward 4-2-4, especially because you play me enough and you're going to keep playing me. Like that's something to figure out.
Down 1 to 2 linear. You already sidestepped it pretty badly. And I'll just take it because I saw it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Missed it. I mistimed it.
If you see a situation like this, and especially knowing me, like I'm willing to do it 4 times in a row, be ready to like whiff punish it. Because like at this spacing,
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna whiff.
right? Just be ready for it to whiff. Like,
yeah.
like those are the adjustments that need to be made. Is like, it's not I don't care when you mess up execution. I don't care when you mess up like hitting the wrong button. I care more like because that can be like that can iron out over time if you're intentional about it. What matters is like, are you stretching your like perception to be like, oh, this is a chance for me to get a whiff punish. This is a chance for me to like go, like I'd rather you go for it and mess it up than like just not go for it.
Right. I was sort of pushing towards the corner, but you read my low.
I was actually trying.
Obvious.
I was actually trying to react. Like that was what I was playing here.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why it comes so late.
Reactable. All of them are, according to Korea.
Yeah.
And then I saw the sidestep, so I was thinking maybe later I could just do a back one, then bait it, and then go from there. But I didn't apply it. I also wanted to practice up forward 2-1 pickups today. That was unfortunate. I'd never seen it not connect.
Yeah.
Just F4 is pretty inconsistent. I should have just went for the read instead of partial read / reaction.
Well, I also think like your rage drive timing is literally once it's up, it'll like be down within like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the wall, and you
Yeah.
were like low enough, so I was like, why not go for it, even if it's obvious, right? So.
Yeah, that's kind of a rough place to throw a low to. Similar like idea of like string approaching. Like in this situation, priority is like get out of the wall, right?
Yeah, I saw it down forward 4-2, so I thought you were gonna keep going, so I went for it. Ideally, I wanted to do a dash right before, but I can't buffer it during the QCF unless I canceled it with a sidestep.
So I do down forward 4-2 here, and then you thought I was gonna do it again here?
Yeah, I wanted to chase with a forward like, with a dash and then do it, but it got eaten. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense with the low timing. I don't understand that explanation.
I thought it would catch something because you were still busy backdashing. So.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Like, what are you?
That was my logic.
Yeah, no. Like, I just want to dig into it. Like, what are you trying to catch? What is your intent? Like there, and then how can we adjust it? You know. Because like,
yes.
on paper or on the surface, like this is what got you killed. So let's look at why did you do it. is that a sound thought process, and should we keep it or should we throw it away, you know, or adjust
Right.
it? So like, what does this low accomplish versus like in a situation where you need to get away from the wall, where you have like a health deficit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, the low doesn't make sense, not just because it whiffed, but because at this distance, most of what you do will whiff, right? And if you have a read
Right.
on me backdashing and your goal is to get away from the wall, it's scary because you're lower health, but you can just come in, you know?
Yeah.
But like, swinging is a good way to like guarantee death.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'd say the best I could give you is just it was a feeling sort of thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna stay, and then I saw you didn't stay, and then I tried to react with the dash, and then didn't go, and then yeah. So it was like a mix of like, uh,
Yeah, it's okay if you're.
I was gonna do this, and then I see this, and I'm like changing at the moment as I'm about to decide to do this, but I change last minute, and I go, and then that's
It's
what happens.
it's okay if your answer is literally just I was going by feel. Like, that's fine. It's just we'll adjust it, you know?
Yeah.
Like adjust why does it feel okay to go for something like that? Why does it not feel okay, you know?
Mm-hmm. So the down four didn't have a reaction for the whiff, but also I felt that was too far. Oh, missed it. I was also trying to change the timing of my lows because I didn't want to get low parried.
That's fine.
So.
That's like scramble situations like that are less of a egregious mistake. It's just like that's like a feel situation where it's hard to like enumerate what to do, right? It's like 50-50s over and over. That's not that big a deal.
Wall. That time I dash blocked after the down back three because I knew there was a wall behind you, so I could easily go. And since I saw you were doing a lot of down back threes, I was like, okay, I have, because you can't backdash, so I can actually challenge this time with down forward one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Didn't launch it. Felt like you were trolling. So, but I tried to low parry, even though it was a little bit late. But and then on my screen, I clipped through, so that's where the desync happened.
Oh, desync happened here? Okay.
Yeah, so I went behind you. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow, okay. The desync happened there. That's fine.
Yeah. And I thought you were like staying on the ground because you're like, wow, what a great game. I don't know. But I knew that wasn't you.
I think we called it 4-1 here then. Something like that. Yeah, 4-1. That's what we always look at the chat.
Yeah.
All right. Fell behind on the score.
Then I put random. Well, I probably could just put the same stage.
See, like, I like that Magic 4 spacing. It's like, it's so likely to hit a quick move I'm doing. Like, or if I do 2 down forward ones, it'll kill me. So yeah, I think that's a fine Magic.
I try not to do it as much because you can sidestep it at that frame.
I mean, that is the mix-up. There's no perfect answer. It's like the
Yeah.
risk of the Magic 4 is the sidestep or the duck.
That's the one I don't like. So
Right, but it's also like if you're going to call out something, that is just the inherent risk reward. Like, there is no 100% option, unless you're like Akuma and have meter, right? Like,
I think I just want the 100% option.
yeah, you'll have to play a different game. Because
Yeah.
like every Tekken is cool because everything has a weakness. Like even forward.
I guess I'm just trying to force it on the Leo a lot, but
no, but I mean like even like Noctis forward 1+2 is like the super overloaded move. But putting yourself at -9 can be a weakness if you play around it, you know.
yeah.
So in the same way, it's like the ability to read.
Oh.
The ability to read something will change.
Yeah.
How good it on paper an option will have like pros and cons. And reading your opponent is what allows you to pick something that will, like rock paper scissors. Like rock paper scissors has no best option, right?
Right.
So in the same way, like a Magic 4, there you're accepting the risk that you'll get hit by rock because you think someone else is doing fucking paper, you know?
Right.
Like I sidestep there thinking something happens, and I accept the risk that a down forward 2 will clip me. Actually, this is worth talking about. T-Skills said there's an actual optimal way to play RPS, and like that's what I would say. Like we're agreeing on the same thing. That involves like the optimal rock paper scissors strategy involves Reed's psyche and like human interaction, and that's what is exactly here in Tekken. Is like the Magic 4 is a good option when you know what they're gonna do, when you add that element. But on paper, the risk reward is still right there. Observations, yeah, that's player stuff. That's not part of the game. Like in chess, a queen is objectively more valuable than a rook. Or an opening puts white in a certain position. That's like objective. But reading the player changes whether there's an optimal answer in a certain situation. And that's what we're agreeing on, T-Skills. Is like, just because...
Oh, I should read the chat. Let me bring it up.
So like, yeah, right? So it's like, there's an optimal way to play rock, paper, scissors, but the game of rock, paper, scissors doesn't have an optimal move. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Pop out chat. All right, cool. Here we go.
Right. On paper, rock, paper, scissors is perfectly balanced. You add humans to it, and then you can like outplay people, even though it's like probably one of the hardest games to outplay people on, right? But like,
true. Oh.
Yeah, I like the choice to keep the wall positioning. Like that's fine. Yep. Patience. And then good choice to kill in a way that something won't miss, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I hesitate to launch, hit the walls like
Yeah,
those,
yeah.
then it gets
No,
weird.
that's why it's a
So
good
then I
choice
figured,
because
yeah, I think the optimal choice is like wall bounce and then
yeah,
do
wall bounce or some kind of like guaranteed splat or something.
yeah.
Like a straight up launcher is actually like a good way to throw. I agree.
Trying to figure out better ways to use down one because you can. There's a at down one if you hold down one down, you can actually go into full crouch. It's part of it, but
You said it's -2.
yeah,
-2 mid. You can go to full crouch. It's just linear. Yeah, there's probably stuff you could do with that.
just wondering. But
It's
I
like
don't really see applications or people talking about it, so it's hard to assess by myself.
well, you have to try it.
Yeah.
Like you can assess it on paper as much, but on paper things like we didn't think down back 1/1+2 was good at all until we tried it out, and then we had like answers. Like you can go pretty far on paper, but like if that were the case, like there'd be so many people better at the game that just don't play, you know?
Right. I think it's just a habit of mine since I'm not able to play like during the day, so I'm always like trying to optimize my learning by trying to apply stuff on paper
Right, no, and
to
that's
save time.
fine, but like if that's something you're curious about, you can like use it in these sets. You know, these are like low stakes sets where you can like figure things out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's why I spent like half the set doing down back 1/1+2 because I wanted to see like how practical is it.
Mm-hmm. Dash block is bad.
Dash block is bad.
Ideally I wanted to block it down too, but
Yeah.
I was trying to read when it came because I wanted to launch it, but
Well, if you duck rage drive, it's fine. You still block it.
duck rage drive.
Yeah, it's special mid, so you can duck it.
Okay. I didn't know. I feel like down back 1/2 is good in this like for this matchup because it's Leo and it's a lot of range 0 stuff, so you don't need to worry about the reach, so you don't have to use 2/2, which is slower, and down back 1/2 is I feel is just better. Plus it's a weapon, so I can't parry.
Right.
I have to use other tools which aren't as they don't cover uh let's see multiple options as much as I'd like it to. in a sort of safe way,
Right.
but Magic 4 is not safe enough in my book because it's like it could be sidestepped.
I
dunked.
think that's a problematic thought process. Magic 4 is probably one of the safest things you can pick. Because in order to beat it, I have to hard read you. It's very hard to passively beat. Like, it's very easy to passively beat this low. Where's this low? You know what low I'm talking about? The one like I paused on for like 10 minutes?
Down 2?
Yeah, like in that situation, it is so easy to passively beat that. Because at that spacing, I'm already moving backwards. Versus...
What do you mean what do you mean?
You remember in that situation at the wall where like your back was to the wall and you had like this much HP and I was full health and I was backdashing and then you did a down 2 in the open and I whiff punished you? Let me find it. I'll find it.
You mean down 4 2+3?
It's not about
slow
the
low?
it's not about the move, it's about the choice.
Oh yeah, the slow low you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like something like this. Or like yeah, like that. Like I would contend that against Noctis, this is way more risky than any Magic 4 will ever be. Because Noctis' entire life is around getting you to whiff. At range, and then using range to beat you.
Yeah.
Nothing in his book is saying, I want you to be in my face so I can get a sidestep read on you and then launch you. Because Noctis doing a sidestep launch read is so risky because down 4-2 is launch punishable. So up close, it's more likely, especially if you know me, the player, it's more likely that I'm going to just backdash and run away than try and go for a Magic 4 launch. So, like, you have to use that as intel as well. Like,
Right.
like on paper, the move has a weakness. That doesn't mean on paper it's the worst choice. In fact, yeah, like I feel like I could point to so many things, so many worse choices that would make Magic 4 look like a golden option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In my head I was already like in the conclusion that up forward 1 was gonna evade the Magic 4.
I think we already saw this one. Up forward 1's good at evading jabs. It's hard to evade anything else. And if it evades Magic 4, it doesn't counter hit launch you.
Okay.
Because by the time it evades it, it would be not a counter hit. Saw this.
Yeah, I'd say that I didn't adapt to down back 1+2 as best as I wanted to.
Right, but that's not the issue. I think it's the like of I think you're avoiding good options because they have a weakness, and that is too scary to do. But in reality, like that is riskier. If I'm a better player, back 1-4 is way riskier than Magic 4. Because I look at how much time I have to react to it to sidestep left. Where is it? Here? I think?
Yeah, it should be there. Yeah.
I literally have like half a second to react to it. Magic 4 is unreactable. I have to guess. So that is opening yourself up way more than a Magic 4 is. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like saying generic down 4 is bad because it can be low parried.
Right.
When objectively, generic down 4 is really good, it just has a weakness. Which in Tekken is going to be the case. There are very, very, very few moves that have zero weakness. And then when they do have zero weakness, that's why people bitch about them all the time.
Okay, yeah. True.
In general, an answer that forces you to guess is stronger than one that has a perfect answer that you can time. Right? Like,
can you go deeper?
Right, so like
Right.
Magic 4, I have to guess your timing.
Yeah.
Do an answer and commit to the answer right away. It's really hard to sidestep and react to Magic 4 if I'm not already prepared for it. Whereas if I'm autonomously backdashing and I see you whiff, that is super easy and low committal to punish, right? So you did, like, I don't have to guess if I'm backdashing and you whiff because I'm already looking for it.
Okay.
right? And
Right.
and the answer is reactable, unless you pick something like really really crazy like low recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
But defending a Magic 4 in range 0 when I don't have a Dick Jab or a generic down 4 is really hard, unless I really really know it's coming, because the window disappears so much faster. Like that, yeah, like this down 2. Or whatever the input is. I don't know what the input is.
Down forward 2+3. I need to see
Like
what
drop
happens.
combo's fine.
Oh
like,
yeah.
drop combo's fine. But like at this spacing, Noctis 1 backdash down forward 2 should be like an expectation, not like a surprise, you know?
Yeah, my thought process was like, oh, since you saw me whiff, you might go for a whiff punish, and then I wanted to like maybe a jab,
No,
normally on just general
that's fine. A scramble situation is fine to like kind of
experience.
mess up on that, you know? But
Yeah.
like there was the situation earlier where we had reset to neutral and you approached me with that while I was already
Mhm.
moving backwards. That's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That is way riskier than a Magic 4.
Okay. I misjudged the distance. There we go.
Same with this move. It's like you should at a certain spacing
Mm-hmm.
have in your brain like, oh, this is a region where it can whiff. And then if
Which
you're
whiff?
this,
Oh,
yeah, because you can launch that.
that one. That was the first time, man. I was like,
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
if he does it now, then
That's the first time, but I'm saying like you play me enough that should be in your mind. Especially like you have cues to like set up your thought process
Right.
for it.
Yeah, the cue was after that first knockdown because I
Yes.
thought you were gonna do it, and that's why I went for like a standing while standing 3,
Right.
and then you did that instead. I was like, oh.
So
Okay.
a big cue that can whiff is when you get a successful back roll. So you have time to mentally prepare that, oh, the next thing might whiff. And you punish it, which is good. That's fine. I'm just saying you can get a better one. Like that's good too.
Oh wait, a better one?
Yeah, you can run up down forward to that.
Oh, okay.
You just have to be really ready for it to whiff. And like
Right. In my experience, like I would run up, and then they'd be crouching, and I'd just be launching it. I can't even launch the croucher.
okay, that's fine, but it's like
-2.
I would rather you mess it up than not do it, right? Like because if you really read a crouch, you can up forward 4.
Okay.
And Bilal says or forward 3. Yeah, lots of options. Because the consistent
the range in that one, I don't. I'm not comfortable. I feel like forward 3 is very short.
That's fine.
Compared to like forward 2.
You can find a good answer. I'm just saying there is an answer. And like a consistent problem we talk about when we talk about your sets and stuff is like not whiff punishing things that exist. And this is how you'd find it, is like recognizing there are situations where it's more likely to whiff than not. In this case, after a back
just
roll.
Trying it rather than throwing it out in my head, I guess.
Yeah, like throw out an answer if it literally just cannot work. But something having a weakness does not mean it's not an answer.
Okay.
Because if you play rock, paper, scissors, but for some reason you decide you don't have scissors, then you're going to lose more games. You're just not playing the same game.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gimping yourself early.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Like, yes,
that makes it click more for me.
Exactly, yeah, because on paper, on paper is weak to scissors, right?
Yeah.
But if you throw out paper, then you will always lose to rock.
Right.
So, yeah, it's like you need
go
to
even, I guess.
Yeah, you need to, at the best case, you go even. Average case, you just lose more because you have less options. Like, play it out over a million times. So, like, keep things in your back pocket, especially generic things like whiff punishment or like generic tools like Magic 4 and stuff like that. Yeah, gimping yourself out of that is really like you can cut off like really like silly answers, right? Like strings you'll never use, like unblockable. You can write that off. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if there's a thing that other people are doing and it's working, like that's something to keep in mind. Because if your thought process were true, nobody would use Magic 4.
think I'm able to use follow up forward 2-2 that well. It's +8, but like the pushback is just so far. Like I thought back one would cover it,
Which thing?
but you were able to sidestep. Before this, a little bit before. Yeah, so that, there we go. There, right there. See?
So after your punish.
Yeah. It's a 14 frame punish, so. Yeah, it's 35 damage.
So you're
plus
trying
8,
to
but, like,
catch my movement after.
Yeah. It's +8, but you're so far. Like, I
That's
don't
just-
think
that's
I
just-
should even use that for a 14 frame punish unless I just want the damage.
I mean, if you wanted to chase me down, you'd have to pick something else. Yeah, because like back
'Cause,
one
like-
just whiffed there. It wasn't even like a.
Yeah, I don't have anything else that can reach in that time frame of +8 without getting risk of counter hit or
You could just
sidestep or
use the
move
frames
through.
for positioning. That's fine. And if you read me stepping,
Right.
you have homing options, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd even down for it too. I didn't even do anything.
No, that's fine. It's like
Uh,
first time seeing it, and it was the first time I was seeing it. I didn't know the
Yeah.
answer either. It's like controlling the situations that you do know or should know because you've seen them enough times versus like accepting that if you see something new, you're probably not going to have the answer right away, and that's fine.
Yeah. So at that time when I wanted to race drive, I was like, okay, I'm gonna contest, see if I can get a trade or the push.
Yeah.
Because I felt it was a scramble here, so I felt like if I could, I'd get the GameStop trade and get the wall.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
It worked out. that case usually doesn't come up as much, but I try to think about it sometimes. If it's my out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you were waiting for that.
Yeah, I was staring. I was eyes were peeled.
Okay.
How did this start?
Because I was like, I haven't done it in a while. I'm gonna do it.
It's a
That
good
was
move.
my
It's a good move.
thinking.
A jack down forward. If it doesn't hit.
No, I
crouches,
meant
but yeah.
the hell sweep at that time.
I'm surprised I stepped that. Obnoxious. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was thinking of Forward 2 would have some form of tracking, but it seems like it doesn't. So I could use a better option here.
The down one leaves you at -2.
Yeah, but it's like slow, and I'm also like putting out my hurt box.
Right.
So,
I just meant like
any move would like clip me out of it before I can even like hit it.
I was like watching what you were doing after. What I was referring to.
Yeah, it's -2. I could probably be using it better than just sidestep every time.
I mean, up forward one is a legitimate threat there, coming out at like I-11, but like
Yeah.
depending on how you respond, you can like cover that and punish. Nice. Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to do 1-2, 1-4, and then I just
Yeah.
it did 2-1 instead.
Yeah, like I like this disciplined approach a lot better.
Yeah. I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere with it.
I mean, look at my health before. Like it's gonna be slow and painful because the matchup's annoying, but like
Yeah.
the nature of it, like either you expose yourself or have to play like that.
And then I jabbed there, and then it went on. Got evaded. I don't know if it would evade Magic 4 or not.
I don't actually know.
The forward
I
4.
was reading a jab there.
Okay, yeah. Da da.
Patience. It's the same thing. Like, you're patient when you're at the wall. You can be patient in the open trying to make a comeback too. Unless the timer's literally running out, you can still play that slow.
Okay.
And you don't even have to play it slow. It's just like not exposing yourself unnecessarily.
Right. So okay, yeah. After the King K1+2, I saw you were teching the other way, so I was like, all right, down forward 1 to get you back with the the weird interaction.
Yep.
In my head, I thought the spacing it looked like it was something I could do, so that's why I did up forward 2-1.
That down 2 tip range is kind of a bait for whiff punishes. Same with down back 3.
Yeah, it's just I need to get used to not doing it. It's muscle memory right there. So autopilot, that's on me. Yeah, see, I was doing down ones, so that was like I was saying at the very beginning of the set.
It's like a mind game though. Like if I read
It
you doing
came
it over,
from that.
if I read you doing it over and over, then I'll do that. And like in the same way, I can choose to take frames slowly and just lose there.
Yeah. Nice flash duck.
That was my backdash. It just happened to.
I probably should not use orbital like that. Sometimes if I time it wrong, then I
Yeah,
just
free
kill
way
myself.
out of the wall. Yeah, the big one I'd say, and this was showing up a lot in the Ishida matches, is like approaching with strings and attacks is obviously something you do less the more you are comfortable. But it's a good thing to just eliminate, I think. Like the situations where you do approach with the string.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Is Mike dead?
Okay, yeah, should be better
okay.
now. Pleasant Man, thank you so much for the raid. 29 people, appreciate it. I'll replay that one more time.
Greetings.
We're doing a squad review and slash coaching session for one of my patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much. Welcome everybody. Yeah. So what I was saying is the like whips will happen, right? That's fine. Like I wouldn't be worried about that. But like being cognizant of when I'm expecting it or looking for that. Like I'm already backdashing and you already need to get away from the wall. You know, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And the other situation being like there are situations where I will whiff and preparing your brain to be ready for it rather than throwing it away as like, oh, it's gonna hit my block. You can like put yourself in between. Like there's a chance this can whiff. I'll be ready for it, and if I end up blocking it, I didn't lose anything. You know?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Like if
Trying to follow.
like in that running 1+2.
Oh, you might cut out again.
Hello? Okay.
Yes.
In that running 1+2 situation, like at that distance, there's a chance it can whiff. So
Yeah.
preparing your brain for that chance, which you kind of did because you did a forward 4-2 punish, but you can like look for more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because like if you feel, yeah, sorry.
I just didn't want to miss it, so.
It's okay to miss it. You're not in a tournament.
Yeah, true. I guess I'm just used to stuff outside of Tekken.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's fine. That's why we're going through this is like finding, cuz like I'm not going to be able to tell you more about Leo than you already know. You've played me enough to know about me and what I'm thinking, and you've played against Noctis enough to know what he can do. So what this is seeing what mindsets or approaches you have and then where the holes are. So like that's one of the holes is like you play risk averse in non-risk averse situations or non-risky or situations that don't have consequences. which stunts the ability to explore other options or get more out of it. So that's something we can target. And like whether the approach ends up being outside of Tekken or in Tekken, at least now we have a direction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what could I do? I guess.
Well,
Or
now that
try
you-
to remember.
right. Try to remember is just like, oh, okay, I'm playing a first to 10 deathmatch. What happens if I win? Versus what can I get out of this? Like I played Joe Crush and I went 6-10, but I was trying out a bunch of shit like down forward 1, backdash whiff punish. I was trying out down back 1, 1+2. Like you can take it seriously without playing every single situation to absolutely win as if it's the end of the world. There's a middle ground where you're like taking it seriously but also still experimenting.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like if
I
you're
guess
trying to get something optimal, you're being like Shinblade, right?
Yeah. I guess I'm putting myself on eggshells
Yeah,
too
exactly.
much.
And it's hard to learn when you're in that situation.
It's hard to, I guess, get out of that.
Yeah.
But I think that's something I have to work on outside of Tekken.
Yeah, it is hard.
General.
It's hard to do, but like that's the starting point, I think.
Yeah. I need to figure that out.
All right. Do you have any questions about that while we're here?
I guess we could talk about down back 1+2 situation. I think it'd be good for everybody else too.
My down back
Just
1+2?
Like looking at it and what the options are for both
Yeah.
sides, I guess, and what beats what, I guess. Going through the rock paper scissors chart. let's
Okay.
say.
What do you see the situation as like right now?
Okay, so I see -7, so that immediately lets me think about down 1, even though it's I-18. So it'll come out at I-11, but any buttons after that, I would, technically catch.
Welcome
I'd
to
say,
the King of Iron Fist Tournament
other than a
7.
jab or a 11 frame, but
Leo,
but that would lose
Noctis
to
Lucis
side steps
Kylum.
since it's linear. And then at the time that you
Get ready for the next battle.
So yeah, that would catch buttons after it, but say you sidestep instead. So then I would want to catch the sidestep, so I would probably do a down forward 2 or a homing move. But that would lose to sidestep block. And then
Sidestep block is pretty strict there. What was your tracking option? What was your linear option you were complaining about? Down 1?
complaining about.
Sorry,
Oh,
not
no,
like that you were concerned about. Better word.
Oh no, I was just saying like the rock paper scissors thing. So like down 1 would catch most buttons other than like a jab
there we
or 11 frame.
So it loses to
counter
sidestep
and
block.
launch. Yeah, I would believe it would just easily sidestep because it's linear. And then if I want to catch the sidestep, if I'm reading it for the rock paper scissors, then I would down forward 2 or
It's really hard to sidestep block at -5 against down forward 2. Can you see my screen?
really? No.
Just have to watch the stream.
Oh, okay. Let me
Let me try one more time.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see it.
You on stream?
Oh, not on stream, on Discord. But
Is it
it's
a
like
blue screen or is it practice mode?
frozen? I mean, I hear the sounds, but
Alright.
it's like
Yeah, just watch it on stream. I just.
Okay.
So.
Alright.
Yeah, what I'm showing is, I recorded down back 1, 1+2 on block, into like a really short sidestep block, just enough to evade. Down 1.
okay. Watch it for it.
Like it's a really tight sidestep block. But to see, like, you see how small that is? And if well, first of all, if I'm any slower, I'll get, like, clipped. And
Okay. Yeah, it's just something I'd have to lab and understand.
and if
It
I'm
would
side
just- yeah.
if I'm sidestep blocking, that opens me up to hell sweep.
That was the next thing. So hell sweep, right? And then I guess sidestep crouch. Um, which would lose to, I guess, a homing move. And I believe, but then the next thing would be I'm doing a move. A slow
Sidestep
move,
crouch
and you
loses to
parry.
down 1.
Down 1. Oh, okay.
So
So
now
I guess, yeah. So the next thing would be you just parrying. So then that would cover my slow moves here, and then that stops me from pressing. Sort of.
generally you only need to
or
go.
like stopping.
You only need to cover 4 levels. Right? So like, what is the very first thing? The very first thing is you block down back 1 1 plus 2. The very first thing is the very first thing you wanted to do is, okay, I want to check him after because I have frames, right? I want to check him pressing. That was your first intent. So if that's your first intent, you go for down 1. It'll beat like what, a down forward 1, I think.
Anything slower than an 11. So 12 and up.
13.
Oh, I thought it was -7 on block.
No,
Oh,
it's
it's
minus
5?
five, yeah.
Oh. Where did I
Minus-
see the 7? The heck?
Down
Oh,
forward
I was
4.
looking at outdated.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at my phone on the Tekken Chicken.
Yeah. 7
told me
pack.
minus
Down 1
7.
does not track. Hella Scrupman Moscow is one of the 10 Leo mains in the world. The stream thumbnail debated me. Yeah, we're going through Leo stuff right now. Alright, so... Yeah, so first thing is you're checking a slow button.
Yeah, okay.
So
So I
that-
thought it was -7. So it's -5. That changes my decision making. I wouldn't. I normally wouldn't do down 1 unless I watch for like a slow move that you do right after. That's slow enough.
Okay, so the first thing you do is observe. Say you want to call out a slow button, right? So you choose either magic 4 or down 1.
I would do down forward 2 since it's -5, and then I would get some tracking at least too.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So either magic 4 or down forward 2, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's option 1. Slow button. So if I want to beat down forward 2, I have to block, right?
Yeah.
And then you get punished. That's number 2.
Yes.
And then you just need one answer to that, and then it's over. Like, there's not... You don't need to go much deeper. So if I go down back 1 plus 2 and I block, then you have what? Hell sweep?
You block? Oh, I mean you can react to it.
But I'm playing expecting a down forward 2, right?
Mm,
Or, okay, like, say you don't want to go launch punishable. You can just go low. Like, you just poke me.
I think you can fuzzy it though. Like if you do it, if I'm doing down forward 2, then hell sweep. So like back, down back. Would OS, I think.
Sure, but, like, if you go for a low poke. What I'm saying is, like, just finding an option that beats standing.
Right.
Right? So you can do a fast low poke. It doesn't have to be hell sweep.
Mhm.
So, and then that's it. Because if I start to read the low, then down forward 2 is online again.
Mhm.
So you don't have to go much deeper than that.
Then that's when I don't like down forward 2 because it doesn't launch crouches and a minus. So like I would go for like a safer one, like down forward 1 maybe.
See, I think that's
rarely
I think
go
that's
for
like
something-
I think that's going too deep. Because you can cover that. Like, if your original intent was to cover a slow button, hop kick accomplishes that too. Like
Right.
yes, you can get more tracking, you can get a more sophisticated coverage, but if it stops you from picking an option, then it's no longer worth it.
Say that last part again.
It's okay to continue to look for optimal solutions, but just because you
Yeah.
can't find one doesn't mean you stop playing the rock paper scissors. So like, instead of looking for a
Right.
down forward 1 here on the duck, you can still
Major
go.
munch.
You can still pick something that beats that option.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
so your original decision was, oh, I read him pressing a button, right?
Yeah. And I wanted to capture like I guess a lot of parts for one decision.
Because say he goes for sidestep button. Does hop kick work?
Yeah.
No, it loses.
No, down forward 2 to catch it. So
Right.
it would capture the sidestep. It would capture with the frame trap as well. So that's why I opt for it.
Right. And so
But the moment I see them, like, I guess, duck, then that's where I don't like it, because that's the one option it doesn't cover.
right.
And that's what makes me go to down forward 1, because at least I would still get the tracking, and also I would hit with better frames. But not as much of the reward,
Okay.
but I would still cover it.
Yeah.
That's
So if
fine.
you're on a soft read, yes. But be like what I'm saying is like be okay with going for the imperfect answer. Like leave the imperfect answer on the table is I think what I want to say. Is my interpretation of that. Like for example,
Uh-huh.
and not so much as this will get you the best results, but this will help you get past the idea that there has to be a perfect answer and you can only pick the risk-averse situation every time.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
You
want
need
to
to-
say. I'm not saying like your idea of wanting to cover as many options as possible is bad. I'm saying if you take that to the extreme and can't re-explore options that might lose, that's when it's bad.
Right, because then I'm playing to not lose rather than playing to win.
Playing to not to lose, and again, if you were to take away paper in a game of rock, paper, scissors, you're just gimping yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
Jumanji
makes
said,
sense.
Sophie, you know what I found out for myself? While standing 1-1 to QCF2 is cheap on hit. Is this on Kuni?
I think it's Kuni.
Anyways, did you have any other questions to look at?
I guess navigating -6 from QCF2-1.
That one I'm still trying to figure out.
Better. Like my situation on block. Like,
As in,
Because
yeah,
you
you're
seem to
-6 and you're trying to
navigate-
figure out what to do
because
next.
because you seem to navigate forward 1+2 very well. I'm trying to figure it. Some days I'm like, yeah, I figured it out. Makes sense. Some days it's like, I think I was wrong. Anyway, so I am back to the drawing board. I think about it.
Christian the Cause, thank you so much
Ooh.
for the raid. We are doing... I'll play that again. Thank you so much. We're doing a VOD review / coaching covering Leo right now. But thanks so much. Appreciate you coming in. Hope you had a good stream. Hope everybody's doing well.
I added him from a Facebook group because I wanted to play him, and
Yeah.
then I never got the chance.
Christian's legit. Anyways, thank you so much, you guys. Alright, so... You were talking about navigating -6, right?
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
this-
yeah. So either from QCF 3+4, QCF 2-1.
No, I think at the spacing, my jab just straight whiffed. Hi, Fee, headed to bed. Hope you have a great stream. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hope you have...
Hey, Drishan, we
A good
should
night.
we should play some time.
Yeah, so at the spacing you're at, you don't have to be afraid of jabs, so that's good. Hey, Dog to your pupper, doing well. We're doing some coaching right now. Jab whiffs. I think down forward 1 will catch. Then you have sidestep.
Oh, the 4-2-1? Yeah. Oh. I think it would help me understand, I guess, if you go over Noctis forward 1+2 on block situation.
4 for 1 plus 2 is -9, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But
I think I can still apply the same concept.
I don't think so, because you lose the ability to sidestep at -9.
Right.
So it's similar. Okay, so in general, the way I would say look at it is if you're minus, on paper you do nothing. In
Yes.
practice, it depends on what your opponent does. So situation 1 is you go -6, and your opponent checks you using their frame advantage, right?
Yes.
This is completely generic, and it always wins.
Yeah.
They do something guaranteed to hit you if you swing. That's option 1. Right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, level 1, you go minus, they check you, you get hit. So, level 2 is you go minus, you respect your minus and just block. Now, when they go for something, they don't get any reward. So that sucks. How do I beat that? He's just blocking. So the answer to that, level 3 beating level 2, is you just block. Oh, I don't need to record that. Opponent just blocks. I mix them up. Wow, I can't even reach that. I go for a mix. Because he's just blocking, I can't just do my check. So I have to go for a mix. Right?
Mhm.
And then level 4 is how you respond to the mix. So you were originally doing -6 into block. There might be an
Yeah.
answer that just straight up beats the mix. Especially at -6. Magic 4.
Because in my head, it's like it's a mix, so I had to just guess.
That's one part.
What's the other part?
So yeah, so yes, so that's the check is rock. Blocking is, let me make sure I say this right.
Oh, you don't have to use the rock like exactly.
Right, but
one-to-one
okay, so
rock,
yeah,
paper,
so
scissors, but just go over the options.
The check is level 1.
Yeah.
The answer to the check is level 2, which is just block.
Mhm.
Let's go through that. Level 1.
Check.
Well, okay, sorry. Level 1 is you just swing anyways, like you don't care. Level 2 is the Noctis checks you because he's like, I have frame advantage. I deserve to move here.
Yeah.
Right? Level 3 is you just block.
Yeah.
That beats level 2, which is check. Now he's like, well, dang, I'm not getting anything. So level 4 is designed to beat level 3, which is mix.
Yeah.
And then that takes us back to level 1, which is where you just press because you don't care. Right?
Yeah.
And then it just goes around. So the next time you're just pressing because you don't care, Noctis is like, dang, I can't go for a mix. I have to keep him honest with the real frame value. I have to check him. And then once he starts checking you, you just block.
I guess I'm not used to seeing the full circle, and I'm always like partially, and then people just do the same thing.
Yeah, because if you don't rotate
other
with you,
people
they
that
just keep
play.
picking the same one and it'll keep beating you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cover this in my next video, so here's a spoiler. But look at this. This is a great example. This is with -9.
Yeah.
And you do this subconsciously. It's just important, like when you're assessing options, to do this on purpose. So Noctis goes -9, and you can restart the level anywhere. So like, let's say level 1, Noctis is -9, and he knows he can't do anything, so he just blocks. Right?
Yeah.
Noctis just blocks. That will ensure that he's safe to any checks. He cannot be punished. That's level 1. Level 2, the opponent is like, dang, he's -9 and he's just blocking. So how do I get through to him? I mix him up. Right?
Right.
So Noctis, being aware of that now, the attacking Noctis, says, okay, I need a level 3 that beats level 2. So if I know he's going low, for example, predicting that part of the mix, he just does this into low parry. Right?
Yeah.
So level 1 was he just blocks, which beats any check. Level 2 is mix, because he's just blocking.
Yeah.
Level 3 is he takes a proactive choice to beat the mix. So the opponent's level 4 is some option that beats that proactive option, right? So in this case, it can just be a check, because it happens to be a committal low parry. So my mid check is fine. And then Bilal says there are options that are half paper, half scissors. That's exactly true. So covering multiple options is something that Tekken has. Like, depending on the option they pick, your answer can cover multiple options, so you can play like multiple mind games, which is part of the cool part and the complexity. But what we were talking about in your case is recognizing that it is circular so that you don't cut yourself off from options and then not being able to answer something when it comes up. Because if you think that if I am the attacking Noctis and I think, oh, I'm -9, I can never ever do anything ever. Right? Say, for example, that's my belief. And I can never do anything ever. I'm always going to eat a mix, no matter what. Or here's a great example. I actually had this issue for a while. This is a great example. I'm glad I remember this. So, when I played Pacific for a long time, Pacific Psychosia player.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, exactly. I think you know where it's going too. So, Pacific would see me do this on block and notice that I would do nothing. So what would he do? He would just hell sweep me. Or do that. Every time. Because he knew I would just stand there. I refused to accept the option, or I was blind to the option, that he was picking something slow.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was opened up to that,
+9.
it changed the game. Because now he can't hell sweep if I press. How do you hell sweep on pad? Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The electric's fast enough. But hell sweep is slow, so... like, it takes
A
time.
lot of people.
Yeah, 16, so it's like 20. So -9. Yeah, exactly. So this is an example of if Noctis never knew he could press because he treated himself as -9 as being permanently bad, he will always die to this mix. He might get lucky and block it once in a while, but it's an incomplete mind game, right?
Right. I think you got 100 level viewers just now.
Okay.
A few minutes.
Oh shit!
Few
Thanks,
seconds. Yeah.
Athena.
I
Thank you for that. I did
didn't
not
want
see
to
that.
cut you off.
No worries, no worries.
Sure.
Athena, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, everybody. I am doing some coaching, so I had notifications off, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks, Corey. But yeah, so what we were talking about is coming up with solutions to mind games or situations that are ambiguous. Like -9 is... -6 is like an ambiguous frame disadvantage to be at.
Yeah.
But cutting off your choices of answers because they could be unsafe is how you will always lose a mind game for sure. So a good example is like, this is his answer, but what if I just discounted it because there's two reasons I could discount this. Oh, I'm -9. I have no business pressing. I'll die to down forward 2. Right?
Right.
That is a reason I might say to myself, I should never press after this.
On paper. But
And then
really-
I will always lose. Me thinking that, oh, paper always loses to scissors, so I can't pick paper. Now I will just always lose. Now as a scissors player, I will always lose to rock. And it's once I realize that, hey, if I pick the right option, I can beat rock. If I leave paper on the table, I can beat him. And that forces him to adjust, which in this case is doing this.
Yeah, tempo's back.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, does that make sense?
yes, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
so it's you can't... Things are scary in this game, and getting hit is scary, but that's part of the game. So you have to be willing to accept you're going to guess wrong, and that's fine. Joe Crush was talking about this. I need to put our interview up on YouTube, but Joe Crush was talking about, like, yeah, eating a debugger sucks because the commentators are like, debug! And you're like, oh my god, I got hit. But that's how it is.
Right.
Anyways, let me answer Jumanji's questions. I didn't know if he had this level of Yomi. I don't. I looked up an article and I read about it. I still suck at this. Would rock be the risky, rewarding option?
Oh, do you have the article? Send it to me.
I'll have to Google it again. I'll find it. But so yeah, like your default behavior is okay to block when you're -9. It's having the flexibility to expand beyond that based on what your opponent's doing, and what it takes is seeing someone else do it. Like it's hard to come up with that on your own because you're like, oh, -9, I have to block. But then you watch like Knee or something Or oh, here's a great example.
Yeah, I'm a mash. I remember that video.
Yeah, he's like a tactical match. Here's a great example. Here's a fantastic example, and it's using me, so I feel good showing this. All right, let me pull this up on
On stream.
let's see. Dates? Thanks, buddy. ICFC Season 1, Week 3. You always block at -9. Your opponents will use this move slowest on you. Remember, it's a two-way check. Bilal, that is perfect. I like the way of saying that. It's on a surface level, -9 means you're in a defensive position. But if your opponent is abusing that and taking more than they deserve, you need to keep that in check as well. That is a perfect way to say it.
Yes. That one I remember.
Let's look at best thing I've ever done. This was tight. No, what the fuck? I hit an ad. I think I just hit an ad. No problem. No problem. Composure. Yes. A two-way check is a great way to put it. -9. -9, your opponent needs to check you, make sure you're not pressing because you don't deserve to. Then you need to check your opponent, make sure they're not taking more frames than they deserve. I second guess myself in these situations. Thanks for discussing this. I love talking about this shit, and I fucking suck at it, so it's hilarious. If I'm always gonna back 1+2,
for me, it's hard to identify.
Yeah, exactly.
When? Because then I'm also thinking, or I guess overthinking, which is another part of my problem.
Yeah, and
Why
I
I play
I
better
hell
buzzed,
overthink too.
Because like I'm thinking, oh, will he do it again? Because I don't want to make the wrong read.
Yeah,
And
nobody
then-
wants to make the wrong read because that feels bad, but that's part of the game, and that, accepting that is okay. Like, Nee
Yeah.
is not going into a tournament saying, I'm never going to get hit by a hell sweep. He's going to go in and
Yeah.
say, I might eat enough hell sweeps, and then I'll know where you're going to hell sweep, and then I'll win. It's like, what is it? Pennywise, pound foolish, right? Like, if you're obsessing over each tiny hell sweep, and you lose the game, is it worth it?
Right.
Check this shit out. AccuMajor does a running 3, and I'm like, this fucker's going to pick something really slow. So I'm going to up forward 3 him even though I'm minus or whatever I am. I just didn't even care. So like that, and that is what won me that. So it's like, it's a two-way check. It's exactly what Bilal said. I love that. I had no business pressing here. No business pressing.
Which one? After the wall running 3? You did up forward 1?
Yeah, I did while running 3 because he caught me stepping. Basically, he caught me trying to do something passive. And I think he got too comfortable. And part of Brian's shit, too, is he has such slow startups.
He has to do slow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand it more with Brian.
Right. The thing is,
like
it's general. What somebody
Yeah.
can do is always beat you because every move has an answer. And at the same time, what you can do is always beat somebody because you always have an answer. Only exception is if like they're fucking Akuma and down 1-2, right? But
Yeah.
I think the biggest
I
difference
did
between
do it once in one of our sets. I did a jab. I remember Vesper was saying I was mashing or
Yeah.
desperate, but it was me like reading that you were gonna take more frames than.
Magnificent. I
Plus
think
11.
the biggest difference between Eastern and Western Tekken is what you're labbing talking about right now. Yes, and in Eastern Tekken, they also know enough to have this decision covered, right? Like, they're not guessing that this is gonna be a viable way to check this. It's only plus frames if they're giving you a reason to respect. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, like, it's being, like, on a surface naive level, if you show, like, some... I don't want to offend anybody in this chat, but I love making fun of people. So if I... if you go up to some teal rank Redditor and be like, yo, I'm -9 here, what should I do? It's like, you dumbass, you're supposed to block. You're -9. You've cut off so many mind games and choices and stuff like that. Magnificent says, but I think they choose much, much safer options than us. Yeah, and I think the reason that is because when you have that depth of knowledge where you can answer everything and it becomes predictable, you will lose, right? So what is the safest thing you can do so you don't get whiff punished? In a competitive arena where you can jab and get whiff punished, why would you do anything slower unless you knew it were going to hit, right?
Mhm.
And I think that is what Magnificent's addressing, is they pick safer options because they have not only figured out the answers to things, they have trained the skills to answer those things. So, again, in an arena where jab is whiff punishable, not 100% of the time, right? But like they have demonstrated that they can read you jabbing and whiff punish it.
Yeah.
It is super scary to do something like knock this down back 1+2 because you have 18 years to whiff punish that. So, on the flip side, Corey, if you are too scared to go for that whiff punish, how are you going to get to a point where you can whiff punish jabs if you're too afraid to whiff punish a super slow move, right? So it makes sense to be afraid, and it makes sense to not make that mistake, but staying there is what will keep you losing in these situations or, you know, being stuck. That's how you get stuck. So
'Cause I haven't seen it or discovered it, I guess.
kind of, well, it's written off. So when we're learning the
Yeah,
game for the
right,
first
right.
time, we learn -9 is you stop pressing because you're not safe. But without re-examining that, you never move beyond that level. So everything is always subject to re-examination. That's how like fucking Double beat Chikurin with a Law's 10 string. And Eris made super fun of it. He was like, let me ATP fight commit. Do you guys remember which tournament that was? I can't remember which tournament that was.
It was a long time ago. Well, I remember somebody doing it.
Chikurin Double. Do you guys know which one that is? Ugh. Anyways, Double played Law and Chikurin was yeah, Tokyo Scrub, right? God, where is this one? Ah, I really want to find it. But it's like that. It's like if on paper everybody and their mother should low parry that. But if he wrote off that option, it never would have worked there. And he had a read, and that's the thing, is a bad option on paper or an option with a weakness can be mitigated or straight up used intentionally with a read. So you can optimize risk reward without cutting off your options to answer things.
Black Box enters wine competitions all
Answer
across
things
America.
that your opponent does. Because if both players played risk reward perfectly, everybody would just block when they're minus, swing when they're plus. Nobody would whiff, nobody would do anything. There's no interaction. It happens
Nobody
because
would.
some people are overextending when they shouldn't. Some people are going for more when they shouldn't because they expect a certain... Oh, this is it. This is it.
Oh, ad.
All right, where is it? Where is it?
Here. Monteja. Wow.
This is it.
Dude,
This is exactly it.
forward 1+2.
All right, I'm watching.
And then he did a parry? That was crazy. What a hard read. I mean, he's banking that he's not going to... He's just going to go for a while standing 4 frame trap. But a lot of the time, Law players do multiple Hammer of the Gods, forward 1+2. There it is, and counter hit. Not enough cash, though. Not enough cash. Low parry that! Oh my god! Chikurin is a Tokyo scrub, dude! What the fuck was that? Chikurin is a Tokyo scrub! He didn't low parry the first low, and any fucking baby on the planet could low parry the second low. What
Wow.
the hell?
I just saw it on the
Second
stream.
low. The first low, good players low parry it. He should have low parried the first low. That's like a
hilarious.
oldest trick in the book shit. He should have, a player of his level. The second low is like, this guy is he should be reprimanded. The second low? Come on, man. Even he is not happy about that.
Yeah, so on absolute paper and in the metagame of the pros, that should never hit. Ever. What happened, T-Skills, now that I have to replay it, is Double went for the day 2 like Law 10 string that can be low parried twice on reaction.
Final that he
And
time
Chikurin,
do multiple Hammer of the
Tekken
Gods,
World Tour
forward
winner,
1+2. Enough cash,
top
though.
Japanese player, missed
Not
2
enough
of the low parries.
Low parry that!
There's no mix-up.
Oh my god! Chikurin is a Tokyo scrub, dude! What the fuck was that? Chikurin is a Tokyo scrub! He didn't low parry the first low, and any fucking...
And that's what I mean. Is like Corey is here playing an NA True Tekken God, being afraid to use a Magic 4 because he might sidestep launch it. And fucking Double here is over here on the TWT stage like, yo, check out, maybe he won't low parry this thing that I'll do twice. Hello? You know what I mean? So it's like the read-based game cannot be understated. And there is no shame. There's no shame in playing the paper optimization game. In fact, I think it's a necessity. There are people who need to do that because that's how you discover new things. That's how you come up with good options. However, if you take that into the arena and fight with that, you are holding yourself back. That's the best way to put it. Another great example is green rank strats on... Man, you know it's a bad YouTube title if I can't find my own video. Like, what did I title it? Although, in my defense, I changed the title so many times that I probably just did. All right.
I think it's a habit of mine. I'll talk to you later, Jumanji, of why. I think Fee knows also. But it's something I have to work on
Where are my uploads,
myself,
bro?
personally, outside of Tekken.
What up, Lazy Major? Is this the Julia match? No. This is even better. Pros can't handle green rank setups. So, if you guys don't know, Just Frame James is a super famous old school top player from NA. Played Law, Yoshimitsu, Bears, and he picked up Noctis in Tekken 7. And he was the progenitor. Rico-kun, no spoilers. Somebody shoot that guy. All right. All right, somebody free him, please. And so he is the progenitor of a lot of Noctis tech in NA. So you would think, and he's the king of fucked up setups. Like, he does shit like roll into jump over into like flying 1+2, whatever. He does the dumbest shit. And he'll make it work because he has the reads. So I was talking with chat. Somebody came in my chat and was like, yo, try this thing on him. He'll get hit. I'm like, you guys are stupid. That's never going to hit him. This is what happened.
Into back turn 2. These are all standard setups, Shishu. We're on a different plane of existence. Just Frame James is a Noctis main. He's not going to fall for that.
First try. It hit him on the first try. That is day one Noctis shit. You see this? So what I'm saying is, the moral of the story is, like, I never use that move because on paper it's pointless. A good defender will just stand block against Noctis's back because there's no mix-up. He has a range 5 launching low and nothing else. So you just stand block and it's -9. I don't even know what he tried to do. What did he try to do? He tried to down 2-3.
We're on a different plane of existence. Just Frame James is a Noctis main. He's not going to fall for that.
So this
waiting for the stream to load back.
This is a bit different because I didn't read it. It was a guess. Well, I was listening to chat. But this is evidence that things on paper can be defeated when you expose the human weakness. Removing the human component when you're interacting with the human is holding yourself back.
Okay, I think I struggle with that.
Yep, so analyze on paper, optimize on paper, practice on paper, and be willing to adjust when the person in front of you is doing something different. What's the optimal combo for back turn 2? Fuck if I know. Down 2-2. I don't know. I don't optimize combos. I'm really bad at that. I'm really, really bad at that. I have some funny clips. The next YouTube videos will show it. I'm going to upload more stuff to YouTube. But there's a clip where I think I hit somebody with like 5 down 2s in a row because I just know they're not going to duck. Why are we the same? Well, no.
You mean me?
No, it might have been you. Also, it's probably somebody. I would do it a lot. Been a down 2, exactly. All right. Do you have any last questions, Corey? I think we covered a good amount of stuff.
I mean, I'd ask a lot more, but you got your stream to run.
Well, I mean, like related to this, because I think we can hit these topics really focused, but if you go way too disparate with what you're choosing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I think the focus of this session would be, how do you handle -6? Because that informs your offense and your defense. Don't
not
whiff.
Throwing away.
Don't whiff in the open. Right? And then don't throw away options that can still be good because you're afraid of the consequences. That's the big one, I would say. Throw away everything else.
Or the imperfect options, I guess. Yeah.
The reality is every option in this game is imperfect unless it's a shitty situation. Like if a situation has an option select, I would argue it's a shitty situation. That's why I say Noctis down back 2 is shitty, because it's theoretically always reactable. So I don't use it very often because it's shitty. But I put it on the table if I think the opponent really isn't going to block it. A good example is Paul's down forward 1. There's an option select for everything. So I would call it a shitty situation. But people will still use it if they think it's going to hit, right?
I was looking into it and I thought, since it's like similar to, I was checking to see if it was similar to like King K, Leo's King K down forward, and then I could sidestep cancel. So I was thinking,
what situation are you talking about?
Can I apply that to Paul's down forward 1 into back sway? And it looks like you can cancel the back sway. If you cancel it perfectly, you can actually get like I think it was a 12 frame or a 13 frame down forward 1.
I'm confused. I'm confused what you're talking about.
You're saying you cover all the options from down forward?
I'm saying if you can cover all options, it's a shitty situation.
Yeah.
So it's okay to consider that and be like, okay, I shouldn't lean into this, or this shouldn't be one of my main tools.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a difference
put
between
it back onto the table if they can't.
There's a difference between something being fully coverable and something having a weakness. Magic 4 being able to be sidestep right punished doesn't make it a shitty move or a shitty option. Yeah. The threat of being punished does not make something shitty. Otherwise, Jack would never down forward 2 ever. Because it's minus 14.
Right.
So you can't tunnel vision on the weaknesses of an option you're looking for.
Okay.
Right? Like, what if I said I'm never going to knock this down forward 2 because it's launch punishable? That would just be troll. So good.
Right. You wouldn't be where you are today.
Yeah. What if I miss my launch punish? I've missed so many launch punishes. I'm saying Lars lows aren't bad. No, Lars lows is a shit. But
I agree.
But yeah, so it's like you cannot let the weakness of a move deter you from using it. But you can use that to inform your game plan and inform everything. But if you throw everything, like, okay, here's a good example. I'm never going to use forward 3+4 unless I'm trolling, because that actually is bad. It's a high, and I get more damage doing the regular combo. So I cannot come up with a justification to use it, so I'm not going to use it.
I would use it.
But can you come up with a justification for when Magic 4 would be good? Yes. I mean, if you couldn't, I would be concerned.
After hearing.
I would be concerned. No, not. I'm saying, can you come up with a perfect situation? I'm saying, can you come up with a situation where it's good? Can you come up with 2 situations where it's good? Can you come up with general situations where it's good? Yes, it's probably a good option. I can't think of a single situation where I would pick forward 3+4 over something else. I can think of plenty of situations where Magic 4 fills a role that only Magic 4 can fill. Right?
Right.
So, with that in mind, when you're considering your options, yes, there's going to be good, bad, better, suboptimal, optimal. But unless you can't come up with a single reason for something to be good, I wouldn't write it off. Having a weakness doesn't make a move bad. It's when it literally can't do anything that is bad.
Right. Okay.
Sounds good, Rico-kun. Yeah, and I can always figure that out. Plenty of options for lube to be good.
Tube.
Right? That makes sense, right? So ponder that. Ponder like, if I took away every option I have because the risk exists, I would have nothing. Everything you're doing has an inherent risk. And you demonstrated that in the set when you were willing to do down forward 2+3 and a whiff, which is on paper and in practice taking a bigger risk than any Magic 4 you've ever done.
Yeah.
So if you can acknowledge that you're doing that, and you think there's a good reason to do it, whether subconsciously or consciously, then you can also acknowledge that Magic 4 is a good move while accepting the risk.
Right.
So it's like it's like catch yourself making contradictions like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Because this move is decent. Like, yes, it's reactable, but if you read a high, you get like a float shit. I don't know, instant while standing 3 or something.
Counter hit launch if I'm close enough.
Yeah. So you recognize that that's good enough to justify using it, right? Right? Like, whether consciously or subconsciously, you recognize that. By the same logic, you were willing to take the risk because of the potential reward. But we just acknowledge that it's possibly bad. If you whiff, you get blown up. It's reactable, stuff like that. So, why write off Magic 4?
Magic 4, I guess.
Exactly. Why write it off if the same thing can apply? Right? So, yeah. Okay. So, it's like you can't... If you're going to apply the logic to Magic 4 to everything, you wouldn't use this move. You wouldn't use fucking this move, because in theory you could beat that too, right? So, like, the logic falls apart if you try to apply it to everything. And that's how you can start to optimize your thought processes. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I will leave you with that. I think that's a good, concise thing to sit on.
I'll let it simmer.
Yes.
In my brain.
And then we'll do another 1st to 7 next week, and then we'll talk about either that again or another thing, depending how it goes.
Yeah. I'd like to play more often.
Yeah.
Even from before, but I know you're busy.
Yeah. If I had more time, I would play everybody all the time. That is what I would prefer to do. Anyways.
Are you gonna put this up?
It might be a while. I would rip it just to be sure, but it might be a while because like there's a lot in here that I want to put up, but it's gonna be I have to do a lot of editing on this one because it went longer. What up, Yoji? How's it going? But yeah.
All right.
Hope that was helpful. Hope you liked that too, chat. That was fun. I'll talk to you later, Corey.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Sweet.
Thanks, V.
Yep. Bye.
See you, chat. Bye.
Woo, yeah, that's a good one. I want to put that on YouTube because it has a lot of good shit, but that is kind of dense. A lot of stuff to talk about. That was enlightening. I hope so. Thanks. Oh, fuck. What do I want to do? It's 9:30. I'm streaming longer than I want.